This is Stu's News, bringing you the news behind the headlines with Stuart Pidlington.
Good day, good evening, and maybe tomorrow. I'm Stuart Pidlington, and this is Stu's News. From the Stu's News Network, bringing you the news behind the headlines. Because what's in front of them has stopped making sense. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is journalism on another level. In today's headlines, Bill Fold, our business correspondent, is here to show you that charts have gone wild. Charts that, frankly, should have stayed in the drawer. Also in the news, Flo Tilla is on the scene of Traffic Mayhem, where traffic followed each other, causing animal mayhem on our nation's roads. And our weather forecast, brought to you by Feng-Gale, where our graphic department made a weather map mix-up. A weather forecast brought to you today by a takeaway menu. Yes, folks, this news may have serious to mild side effects. We begin the news with total chaos in the data department, where bar charts, Venn diagrams, and the rest have gone absolutely feral. Some people have said it's Will Ferrell's The Anchorman Revenge. Others have said it's the statistical state of things, and they simply have had enough. Our business and economics correspondent, Bill Fold, will tell us more about the situation now, though he may be under coffee table. Go ahead, Bill.
As you can see, charts, statistics, and graphs have gone totally feral, wild, untamed. This line here goes up, which is either good or catastrophic, depending on your viewpoint or point of view. Meanwhile, our data department is facing attack by flying pies, vens, horizontals, verticals, polygons, and parallelograms, with some turned upside down, flowing, scattering, or bubbling up. Meanwhile, other lines have decided to break away, forming conga lines of two separate fractions. One is pursuing jazz and another is following the blues. Honestly, it's like a party in Excel. We asked our head analyst for clarity, but she didn't even know where clarity was, sending us back a doodle of a horse and the word Tuesday. So let's progress on. The pie charts have now started to leave the building. The bar charts have gone horizontal in protest. Others have refused to stack, and others are forming clusters. People are calling it a formula gone wrong. Oh, we've just received, just in, breaking news. It has now been declared that Excel spreadsheets are no longer safe. The government have officially called it a statistical rave. With that exclusive, back to you, Stu.
Thank you, Bill. So there you have it. The government has called it a statistical rave. So folks, look out for it and stay chart aware. We will update you when the scatter plot surrenders. Coming up, Traffic Mayhem, driving in circles with our rolling coverage. Weather forecast sponsored by Naan Bread. Stay with us. This is Stu's News, bringing you the news behind the headlines, usually by accident. Now there is Traffic Mayhem, a developing situation on the nation's roads, cars following each other, others going in a circular motion. Singular, circular, circular, singular. That's the way it's going out there, folks. Authorities are calling it the worst case of self-induced congestion since an author queued for their own book signing. We now go live to our roaming correspondent Flo Tilla, who is, I believe, caught somewhere in the vehicular vortex at Ground Zero.
Yes, Stuart, nobody would believe this. Hundreds of cars and vehicles are going around and around, trapped in a loop of their own making. Each one following the tail bumper of the car ahead, which is following the taillights of the car behind, which, and I've checked 3 times, is the first car. Cars named after animals are also following each other. A Fiat Panda is slowly following the tail of a Volkswagen Beetle. The Beetle is chasing a Jaguar. The Jaguar is being hunted by a Ford Mustang. The Mustang is biting the bumper of a Dodge Ram, which is trying to catch a Seat Leon, and the Leon is trying to get other Leons. Someone told me that Leons naturally hunt in packs. I also saw a Subaru Impreza intervening, only to get pecked by a Vauxhall Corsa Vulture. Then it reversed straight into a Nissan Micra Sloth. We contacted the World Wildlife Institute to ask if this qualifies as a wildlife incident. They referred us to traffic control. Traffic control referred us to a zookeeper. The zookeeper is now also in the loop. One driver told me, I joined the queue for a laugh. We're now celebrating lap 34. One person said it's the Tour de Nowhere. Another added, I only stopped to ask for directions. Now I'm being followed by my ex's Uber. What's breaking is that cars are now displaying food chain behavior. It's become a full-blown animal car chase chain, like snakes, looped going around again and again and again. It's carnage. It's chaos. It's a carnivorous catastrophe. A carnival on four wheels. On that Nissan note, Stu, let's go back to the saloon? Studio.
Thank you, Flo. So, wow, to summarize, a traffic jam with the organizational structure of a wildlife documentary, and a Fiat Panda now legally classed as a predator. And now, to the weather, with Derek Feng-Gale, where we regret to inform you the forecast has been replaced by a takeaway menu. Where has the weather taken you today, Derek?
Thank you, Stuart Pidlington. And now to international weather, where once again our graphics team has accidentally replaced global satellite imagery with what menus. We had the choice of takeaway or having it in. Tonight, it looks like the world will simmer. The jet stream has been replaced by a cheese string, and across the continents, the forecast is deliciously confusing. Temperatures are mild to Tikka, with a high chance of naan in the north. We will get more from our meteorological team once they've finished the bhajis. In Europe, a cold front of bratwurst and sauerkraut sweeps across Germany, accompanied by low-hanging clouds of bolognese mist in Italy. Croissant squalls are expected in Paris, delicate, flaky, and full of pain au chocolat. Meanwhile, across North America, burgers are thundering across the Midwest, while the Canadian skies are thick with poutine fog, where gravy levels are critical, being followed by maple syrup slurries and custard creams. A Tex-Mex pressure zone is forming in the south, with burritos moving at speeds that defy health codes. South America is stewing under a feijoada heatwave. Black bean humidity rising in Brazil. Arepas rising in the Andes, with empanada gusts reported as far south as Argentina. Machu Picchu visibility may be affected by excessive chimichurri vapor. In Asia, a monsoon of flavor. Ramen rains sweeping through Japan. Biryani turbulence across the Indian subcontinent. And in Southeast Asia, pad thai lightning is striking twice, mostly in noodle form. It's chaos, it's delicious, it's deeply unforecastable. Down in Australasia, it's classic confusion. Sydney is under a meat pie advisory. New Zealand is experiencing strong winds from a Pavlova system moving east. So as you have seen, around the world, the spice of life is real, and sometimes it's raining dumplings. So that's the forecast. Are you feeling hungry, Stuart?
Thank you, Derek. That was probably your finest Michelin moment. But I do now feel for a takeaway. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode's news behind the headlines, and possibly the end of our careers. We chased the charts, we covered the chaos, we followed the traffic until it followed itself. We survived a weather forecast delivered by lunch. Now, if you enjoyed this journalistic roller coaster, and by enjoyed, I mean you made it to the end without filing a complaint, you can click the like button. And if you would like to be notified when we do this again, against all advice and reason, please subscribe. That way, you'll be first to see the next episode before it's legally taken down. I've been Stuart Pidlington. You've been marginally watching Stu's News Network, bringing you the news behind the headlines. Until next time, keep calm, stay curious, and don't trust any forecast involving naan bread.